Hello and welcome to Verdictum. I'm Sheetal June and you're watching today's legal news where we update you with the latest legal developments across the country and world. Starting with the headlines. Supreme Court directs all states and union territories to revise prison manuals, says there cannot be caste discrimination among prisoners. Supreme Court stays Madras High Court's direction against Isha Foundation, transfers case to itself. Supreme Court awards life sentence to two accused including former MLA Munna in 1998 murder case of ex-Bihar minister. Confession before police admissible only when new evidence is found, Punjab and Haryana High Court. Singapore High Court sentences former Transport Minister Iswaran to 1 year in jail. Now the news in detail. The Supreme Court today directed all the states and union territories to revise their prison manuals, observing that there cannot be caste discrimination among prisoners. The court made the observation while dealing with the public interest litigation filed under Article 32 of the Constitution of India, drawing attention to the ongoing caste-based discrimination in prison systems across various states. The petition highlighted that numerous state prison manuals continue to enforce rules and practices rooted in caste hierarchy in clear violation of constitutional principles of equality. The court declared the impugned provision unconstitutional for being violative of Articles 14, 15, 17, 21 and 23 of the Constitution and directed the states and union territories to revise their prison manuals and rules accordingly in a period of 3 months. It also directed the union government to make necessary changes to address caste-based discrimination in the Model Prison Manual of 2016 and the Model Prisons and Correctional Services Act of 2023. The court also directed striking down of caste column from prison manuals, among other directions. The Supreme Court today stayed the Madras High Court order that directed the state to produce details of criminal cases against the Isha Foundation amid allegations of brainwashing and converting people into monks. You can't let an army of police into an establishment like this, said the court during the hearing. The bench of Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice J.B. Pardiwala and Justice Manoj Mishra also transferred the further proceedings in cases to itself. The matter was taken up after senior advocate Mukul Rohatgi, appearing for the Isha Foundation, mentioned the matter for urgent mentioning. He submitted that after 8 years, the father has now filed another habeas corpus petition. He argued that the father had filed the petition on the same grounds for the same daughters. Rohatgi told the court that the father of these two ladies suspects that people in his complex are being brainwashed. He argued that the High Court noted this as a serious statement and ordered police investigation into the foundation. He further submitted that there are 150 police officials in the ashram since yesterday, examining every room and every person. The Supreme Court has sentenced two individuals, Mantu Tiwari and former MLA Munna Shukla, to life imprisonment for their involvement in the 1998 murder of former Bihar Minister Brij Bihari Prasad. The court's decision partly overturned the Patna High Court's verdict, which had acquitted all the accused. The bench, comprising of Justice Sanjeev Khanna and Justice Sanjay Kumar and Justice R. Mahadevan, also ordered that the convicts to surrender within 15 days. However, the top court upheld the acquittal of 6 other accused, including former MP Suraj Bhan Singh, giving the benefit of doubt as per the High Court's ruling. The High Court had previously set aside the trial court's order in 2009, which had convicted all accused and sentenced them to life imprisonment. Later, former BJP MP Rama Devi, the wife of the late Brij Bihari Prasad, and the CBI decided to challenge the High Court's 2014 order, which acquitted the accused due to insufficient evidence. The Punjab and Haryana High Court has reaffirmed that a confession made by an accused before a police officer cannot be used as evidence except in cases where it leads to the discovery of material evidence. Citing the provisions of the Indian Evidence Act, the bench of Justice Sureshwar Thakur and Sudipti Sharma asserted that Section 25 strictly prohibits any confession made to a police officer from being used against the accused in court. Such confessions are inadmissible as they are often extracted under duress or undue influence, making them unreliable, the bench observed. The court added that Section 27 at the same time allowed an exception in cases where the confession led to the discovery of new evidence known only to the accused. In such instances, the part of the confession that directly related to the discovery could be admitted as evidence. The admissibility is confined to the facts discovered due to the confession, reinforcing the need for corroboration, the court observed. A Singapore court has sentenced former Minister S. Iswaran to 12 months in prison after he was found guilty of obstructing justice and accepting over $300,000 in gifts. Iswaran's imprisonment marks the first instance of a former cabinet minister being jailed in the country which prides itself on being one of the least corrupt nations. Iswaran was initially charged with 35 offences, but later the court proceeded with only 5. The disgraced former minister, who held trade, communications, and transport portfolios for 13 years, pleaded guilty to 4 counts. The court has allowed him to remain on bail for a few days, with his jail term starting on Monday. That was all on today's legal news. Thank you and keep watching Verdictum. Subscribe to our channel and download the Verdictum app on iOS and Android devices for the latest legal updates.